you!
You're scared. And you should be.
Who are we? Babes! And what do we have? Wrath! The moment! Yes! NXT Women's
What day?
Yes!
What day? What day?
Hell yes!
We got a mom in the front row who taught her daughter how to suck dick!
I'm Mina Shirakawa. I used to be a model. I want to put on a big show.
Whoa!
You think you're special? Well, now you're on my show. And I'm that bitch.
And you're only here because even the feds saw through your bullshit.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the Saturday Shenanigans, hosted by yours truly, the Renegade J.J. Williams. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. CM Punk drama bullshit to the side. I still consider Hangman the worst AEW champion they've had. First of all, we're going to bring in Walter Cruz.
I said that as a joke when, what's his name, did his promo Monday. He said, I'm from a prestige university. I said he majored in Steiner math.
We've got the Heb man, James Hebert, in the house.
I do really cool and dumb things for the interns.
Right. A lot of shit going on here. A lot of fucking crazy ass shit.
Where is Noah JD? Well, say his name and he appears because we believe in Noah Foster.
Fuck is this intro? It is one of those things where, as fans, we do have these desires for what we want to see, but sometimes you can't always get what you want, and there are reasons you truly don't get what you want. I wouldn't even listen to this in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What the fuck is this shit? God, rap is whack. Like I said, never been a greater time to be a wrestling fan than with more companies in a more lucrative spot, in a more comfortable business spot, with a sense of mind, it seems, than ever. Again, WWE is not the only one. It is not the end-all, be-all. So let's go back to the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams to get the official word. JJ, speak!
Make sure you tune in every week because you never know who's going to drop in to join the shenanigans. Catboy is in the house.
Hello, my internet family. I say if you want to make them as evil as possible, make them really mad.
We have Mansfield joining the party now. What is going on, Josh?
Like I told no one when we were in Cleveland, him joining JCU was just an unfortunate side effect of my shenanigans towards you, JJ. I know how it can get better, Noah. The panel chooses you.
Shut the fuck up, Josh.
You said that so like.
They got some of the intro back.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just like how you and I had lunch together the other week.
That was different.
Ladies and gentlemen, the King is here. Say his name and he appears. We believe in King A-Train. There are so many believers in Joe Hendry. The only person on this panel that doesn't believe in Joe Hendry is King A-Train. Tell the world why you do not believe in Joe Hendry.
The reason I do not believe Joe Hendry is he is Fandango 2.0 in a entrance merchant. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Hey! There's nothing wrong with being an entrance merchant. He has some of the best entrances of all time.
Teleporting into the command center, all the way from Angel Grove High, Datilla.
Oh, yeah. I went to the command center on Thursday. I went to Vasquez Rocks, which is where they filmed a lot of episodes. Somebody actually climbed to the very top of those rocks. I made it halfway. I was like, I'm not going up there. Definitely Toni Storm versus Mariah May. That's the one match I probably am looking forward to the most. I really like the story. I'm familiar with all about Eve, so if it plays out that way, I kind of know how this is gonna go.
Say goodnight to Tilla.
Good night.
James, you did say his name. So he shall appear, ladies and gentlemen, first time on the Shenanigans. Jeff Meacham is in the motherfucking house.
Ah! All right, we're coming in hard with the botch. All right, fucking hell. It's good to be back. It's good to have an opportunity to talk to the crowd on a Saturday. If you want to have yourself stomach through it, you can go back and watch when the Main Event Mafia took over Impact. That's what James is talking about. So if everybody just joined us, we're talking about people sedating people, attempted murder, boys, and tips. Welcome to Saturday Shenanigans, everybody. Aren't you glad I'm back?
Welcome back, Jeff.
Cool.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome once again to the weekly moderated insanity that is the Saturday Shenanigans. It is I, once again, your moderator extraordinaire, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, being joined by the illustrious panel, the He-Man James Hebert.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Mr. Reliable Walter Cruz.
What's going on, people?
The Canadian King of Food, Nick Ferrantes.
Cool, what's going on?
And she's yours, she's mine, she's our Canadian friend, Ash.
Hi, Ash.
But I mean, like, I'm Canadian too, though, so aren't I the Canadian friend too?
Yeah, I mean, you are.
You're the Canadian King of Food.
Yes.
Yeah, damn right.
I think
Apparently
Ash.
she's having a conversation off.
Yes.
It's all good. But so.
What an interview.
Yes.
Right? Like they just seem to keep getting better and better, longer and longer. And feeling like they're more conversations than their interviews. And I love that.
Yeah. 100%. Couldn't agree more, brother. Very fun interview. Had a good time. Leva Bates is cool as fuck.
Listen, and we do still have one more interview that we're going to be announcing here in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, like I said, dude, and I keep saying it, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. If you're not on board with the SRS train right now, you're missing out, because we're getting things done. We put in the work. This is the place to be in 2026. Like, if y'all are not here, I can't help you. You got to be here for it.
I agree 100%, Nick. And a couple people are putting in more work than other people, but just kind of is what it is. I will say, and I'm not going to call any particular names out, but it does kind of suck when I share messages in group chats asking for retweets on these, and I can't get retweets.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to be part of the team here. Like, let's support one another. But that's my little diatribe on that. I don't want to focus on negative. There's going to be enough negative that we're
there is.
So I want to try and focus on some more positive. We definitely have two negative topics. One that I don't want to get into a negative spin on it, but I feel like it may go that way. And one is nothing but good. The only way it can be turned to negative is if you want to nitpick. So we'll start with the two lighter topics first. Just in case, I had originally wanted to do a negative, lighthearted, and a negative. but as I put in the private chat, I may be getting a phone call here that I will have to take. So I'd rather be discussing the ones that if I have to dip out of, it's okay, as opposed to, missing out on one of the more important topics. So we'll discuss with the announcement this past week of the launch of My AEW. AEW's exclusive streaming service, which as of right now is international only. This is the topic I was referring to where I said that the only way you could really find a negative here is if you nitpick, because the fact that it's international and it's not stateside, honestly, I feel is like the only complaint that can really be made. I'm not sure if it's available in Canada for our Canadians in the bottom row, or if it's just available outside of North America. But I think this is a move in the right direction for them. I'm curious when the American leg of things occurs, because it could be as soon as when the deal gets finalized with Warner and Paramount, because of Paramount being the home to UFC, and there kind of being a conflict of interest there with TKO and AEW. But other than that, this is huge for them. And the other thing I'm curious about is if this is going to be strictly AEW content, or does it house their sister promotions like the old WWE network did with housing WCW, ECW, AWA? Are we going to be able to go to My AEW and see New Japan, CMLL, Ring of Honor?
Could be awesome. Could be really, really cool.
I think that would be the way to go, because then you ditch the Honor Club, which I think the My AEW is like $10 or $20 a month. Honor Club is $10 a month. So you fold them in, cool. This is a big W for Tony Khan and AEW here.
Yep.
I'm curious everybody else's thoughts. And since it's the only voice we haven't heard from yet this evening, hi Ash, how are you today?
Oh boy, I could be doing a lot better, but that's neither here or there.
Fair enough.
I'll just put it this way, family drama right now, and it's ridiculous.
Oh boy. Well, let's talk about something positive. Good thing we started with a positive topic. Your thoughts on the My AEW deal?
It'd be nice if it was available in Canada.
Okay, so it's not even in Canada. It's completely outside of North America then.
Because apparently Canada doesn't exist. Canada is not a proper country.
It's not international, guys.
Well, see, here's the thing of that, is that technically international is anything outside the United States. Technically. So Canada and Mexico, even though they're part of North America, are still international. They're still considered international markets. So that's why I was curious about if the Canadians, had access to it, or is it outside of North America? Because that term international would include Mexico and Canada, traditionally speaking.
Yeah, it says on the fine print, available international, and in very, very tiny print, excluding Canada.
Jesus. Why in very tiny print? Hey.
No, for real, it is. If you were to look at it, you have to really zoom in to see it, excluding Canada.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Well, there you go. Well, soon you'll have it. Although I think it's because they have a TV deal and some sort of thing going on up there as well in Canada, right? They have a big.
Yeah, we get AEW on TSN and USA Network.
Right.
Yep.
So
and then Rogers, our biggest cable provider, Rogers, is where we can really Like our cable providers, we get AEW. That's how I
That's
get
for pay-per-view,
AEW.
right? That's for
Yeah,
pay-per-view.
TSN Plus is bundled with Rogers, and you can get all of that through without having to go through your cable. If you don't have cable, you use streaming.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I will say for international
And
fans,
also,
this is good.
I do believe, I saw it somewhere, Ring of Honor is included in this package.
Yes.
Cool. Because I miss having Ring of Honor. I miss
You
watching
can-
Ring of Honor.
You can watch Ring of Honor on Thursdays with this package.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. I think it's going to be good. I'm nervous about if this is almost like a fail-safe for a couple different reasons. One, the obvious Paramount deal is kind of nerve-wracking. Even if you're an AEW fan, I am a bit worried about that. But the second aspect of that is what is going on with Triller that My AEW is a thing right now. And that, I hate to be that negative Nancy, I really do. But we have to call a spade in this. And I am nervous, and I love what Triller's provided for the independents. And if AEW is moving off of there, which is let's call it what it is. That's their biggest cash cow that they get. What is going on with Triller that they felt that they needed to move out of, or at least have this as a fail-safe in case they have to move out. It's a nerve-wracking proposition. However, that said, this needed to happen because people have been clamoring for them to do something like this since 2021, I think, something like that. People have been
since they bought a Ring of Honor, they've been wanting it.
Yeah, so this is very much needed, especially when you consider, let's be honest, New Japan World, that's the one thing that New Japan has that is not good. Their app is awful. Okay? That's not good. CMLL, I don't even think has a presence in Mexico on an app, so
I
this
will
would
say
be
New
really
Japan
good.
World's web browser is pretty good, though. It's just the app they could work on.
The web, even the browser is not that great, though, in my opinion. But that's just me. Point is, this would get New Japan and CMLL and whatever other company they're partnered with, like Maple Leaf Pro, on more eyes on them. And then you think about all the Global Wars partnerships that Ring of Honor's been doing. You could get Athena's promotion, et cetera, et cetera. So I feel this is only good news for the wrestling industry. I'm hoping that they plan on looking into if they're acquiring different libraries to be a part of this. Maybe look into getting Prestige and Deadlock on there, since they just kind of folded shop not too long ago. Maybe we can revitalize them, give them a shot in the arm, and give them another chance to try and make it happen.
Well, I know a lot of people want to see Tony Khan acquire the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Library.
Yes.
I seen that on Twitter as well, yeah.
Especially considering Scorpio Sky, the Bucks, Omega, Speedball, Excalibur,
yeah,
Christopher Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of talent that have come through AEW, whether past or still current, that have roots in PWG, and having all that footage would be huge. If not just for having it on a streaming, but for video packages and stuff. When you want to talk about careers and rivalries, imagine seeing a Young Bucks video package with footage of them from 2007, 2008. Pre-Generation Me Young Bucks.
Yeah, could be huge for them. Yeah, I think this is nothing but a positive, and I hope we see more companies kind of join up with AEW. Hopefully, get on the train, and we maybe we'll even see some companies revived and be part of that library.
The big thing as far as PWG goes would be to see how they handle Joey Ryan. do they just Benoit him from the footage? Or do they just throw him in there and throw like the disclaimers that they throw for the movies these days? You know,
I feel like they'd have
product of their, this was a product of its time. We do not condone these actions or the wrestler involved, but in order to showcase such and such talent, we have to include this.
I feel you don't have to do that only because if WWE didn't outright state, hey, you know, Benoit, you know, we didn't just remove any of the footage and didn't put a disclaimer out there. If they didn't do that for the network, I doubt they'd do it for Ryan. Right?
Different times though.
Yeah, but it's still, they're still doing that now. And like nobody is like, you know, gone after WWE's head over showing Benoit. You know what I mean? It's that there's not much that they can do, and I think people recognize that.
But they don't advertise him on it.
They don't advertise him. Yeah, that's all they got to do. They just don't advertise Ryan, and then they can show the footage that they have, like whatever. You know, it seems to be the only way I see it as far as that goes. I don't see that being much of an issue, if I'm being honest.
Fair enough.
Walter, your thoughts?
Well, let JJ host. I didn't know if he wanted to go to me next.
No, it's fine. You and Nick are the only ones that haven't spoke on it.
Yeah.
All right. So it's in its infancy, so I don't have like a lot of like opinion on it. I'm hoping it's positive. I hope they treat it like the WWE Network, where you can get an AEW library and you can literally see all the old pay-per-views, all the old stuff, all that. I'm hoping they do that. Test it internationally, especially when you got All In coming up in England. If you launch it by then, you should give a discounted price to order All In for people in England, and I think you make a big splash doing that. But
it already launched. Like Revolution is going to be available on it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I am on their website, so I'll read a little bit of the article. They're giving you 3 reasons to get it, so I'll just read it. It says, number 1, My AEW is built for pro wrestling fans and built for convenience. My AEW is designed to following AEW an event easier, smoother, and more connected experience for fans across the globe. The platform is digital destination for the AEW fan base, bringing together in-ring action, behind-the-scene moments, and exclusive digital content in one immersive experience. For international fans, that includes access to live on-demand events in many markets outside. They put it in big letters here, Ash. Outside United States, Canada. The global flexibility matters. Around the world, My AEW is built to streamline the fans' experience and make it easier to stay plugged into AEW, giving you a front door to our world as it grows. From premium content opportunities to free streaming access to future platforms, features My AEW and bring the AEW experience together in one place. My AEW is always on experience for fans of all kinds. For the first time ever, fans around the world can access the free-to-watch, always-on Watch AEW Fast channel through My AEW. That means more AEW content, more convenience, and more opportunities to jump into action whenever you want. The new Fast channel gives fans a simple, always available way to experience AEW programming in one place, with ad-supported viewing available globally as part of My AEW launch. If you've been looking for a new way to watch AEW content anytime, anywhere, the Watch AEW Fast channel is one of the biggest reasons to sign up right now. And of course, its addition to the live Dynamite, Collision, AEW pay-per-view broadcast, as well as archives for Dynamite, Collision, and AEW pay-per-views available via subscription to international fans. So they are going to do it. And Ring of Honor Club TV broadcasts, ROH pay-per-views, and expanding archive of ROH content. So they are going to include ROH content. It's also available 24/7 with the best pro wrestlers on the planet, available around the world for fans in the United States. TBS, TNT, and HBO Max continue to be home of all things AEW. From live Dynamite, Collision, and pay-per-view broadcast to AEW Archive and more. Head over to HBO Max now to subscribe and purchase the AEW, blah, blah, blah. I don't really have to read that. The third one, this is just the beginning for My AEW, one of the most excited exciting reasons to sign up for My AEW right now is simple. This platform's only getting started, and this is your opportunity to be one of the first to join us with all exciting offerings available now with so much more to come. The launch of My AEW marks the beginning of a long-time evolution with AEW Kasawi planning continued advanced development over the next year. AEW CEO, GM, and head of creative Tony Khan called the launch part of AEW's continued effort to evolve the platform and better serve fans around the world. This means fans who sign up are now getting in on the ground level of something built for the future. My AEW is launching with major value, but the bigger picture is even more exciting. New features, new experience, and new ways to connect with AEW are still ahead. My AEW is being built to serve one of the most passionate fan bases in sports and entertainment, and the launch is the first step in that vision. Then it just goes on to tell you how to sign up. So, I mean, I see it as a positive. It's just, unfortunately, I don't live internationally, so it's no benefit of me. But hopefully it tests well internationally, and by next year they bring it here.
Couldn't agree more, good sir.
Nick, it's on you.
Nick.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
I think it just makes sense, right? This is the evolution of where they're going. Having everything in one spot to where it's easily accessible for not only older viewers but newer viewers as well. They get that ease. Some people might not be able to get HBO Max or whatever the hell their new thing, with Paramount, whenever happens. So I do think this is a benefit and something that's long overdue, and hopefully, they can kind of take this and grow it even more. I think, 6 years in, it's time to grow. It's time to do new things and experiment with new things that you've never done before. It's time to take the company to the next level. And I think this is a way that they can do it.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, there's really no negative here unless you want to nitpick. And I even said that because I had seen a few people on X basically say the same thing. They were sharing the information and they were like, there's really no negative spin you can put on this. And I'm the one that put the only negative that I could see, and it's nitpicking, is that it's not available in North America. But again, that's a minor detail that once they work the bugs out, so to speak, on the international market, because with a launch like this, there's going to be bugs. Do we forget the Tyson fight on Netflix, Tyson and Jake Paul? And how chaotic that was for one of their first major live sporting events.
Yep.
Forget about what the boxing match actually was, but the interface, trying to use it, crashing. This gives an opportunity to work the bugs out internationally. And then if the worst comes with the Paramount Time Warner deal, Warner Brothers Discovery deal, they launch it over here. And they've gotten the interface figured out. They've gotten the content uploaded they want to upload to it. Maybe they've made a couple moves in logging in a couple other libraries like we've suggested. I think the sky's the limit for them here. So I'm looking forward to seeing how things develop. Okay. Moving on from there. The other AEW-centric positive topic that I feel this one could potentially get spun into a negative.
Okay.
Tomorrow night, Revolution, Staples Center, Los Angeles, California. Yours truly supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Willow, Nightingale, and Lena Kross are double booked. Willow's defending the TBS title against Lena, and Willow and Harley are defending the tag titles against Lena and Megan. is this a smart move? I get a little bit of the storyline reason for it, but there's the fan part of me that says, what about the other women on the roster? Why can't a different woman get a TBS title shot if we're running with Megan Bayne and Lena Kross for the tag titles? Presumably, and a lot of people that have given predictions and weighed in on this feel that Megan Bayne and Lena Kross are leaving with the tag titles, since if rumors are to be believed, Megan and Penelope were supposed to win the titles a few weeks ago when Penelope got injured. So if this is all being done with a new partner to move the belts like they wanted to, why don't we throw a different person in the TBS title picture? There's so many women on this roster that aren't getting the opportunity in LA. And we're literally double booking women. You know? We're in a huge city with a lucha population. Thunder Rosa, anybody?
Yep.
Persephone, anybody? Hell, we've got Timeless Tony on the card fighting Marina Shafir. Can we get the other Timeless Love Bomb? Can I get Mina Shirakawa, please?
Mm.
You want to tear the Renegade in two? Willow versus Mina live in front of his eyes?
Heart Attack City.
Right? As it is, both of those girls are going to be in Vegas, you know? So it's like, dude. And I just feel like this is a bad move on TK's part. Again, I get the storyline reason behind it, because Lena's going to soften Willow up, not win the TBS title on the 0 hour, and that's going to be the excuse for why they win the tag titles, because Lena already beat the shit out of Willow, and Willow's got to pull double duty. But you could literally run that same angle with any other woman fighting Willow. Nick, if you're there still, I'm going to try and start with you. If you're not, we'll move on and come back to you. But what do you think about this?
I'm here.
I just had seen in your private chat that you were going to do something, so I didn't know if you were back yet.
No, I'm back. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I do. I mean, I don't know. I can't. So to some of your question, I would say to you, you have to watch Collision.
I ain't got time, bro.
Okay, so
I love you, but I was watching GCW, preparing for an interview, conducting an interview, hosting Shenanigans, then I'm going to go bed, then I'm going to go pick up car in the morning and drive down to Staples Center.
So
no
okay.
time.
No, I get it. I just say some of the things that you mentioned happened on Collision. I just leave it at that. I get it. Yeah, you're right. They shouldn't be pulling double duty, or at least Lena Kross shouldn't. I guess that the only thing I can think of is the Penelope Ford injury must have derailed things, but even then, how much did they really derail it? Like, I get you want to put Lena Kross on the show. I get where the story is coming from, and I agree with you. They could have done something different.
And I mean, if you're going to double book, why don't you double book Megan? Because as a active GCW competitor, she's got history in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be bigger to double book her than it would Lena.
Yeah. I truly believe that even though Megan is in this match, I think, and this is where I've said, hopefully Tony can have fun with the booking. I really hope he does the Freebird rule with these tag team titles, because then that's an in-story kind of way that you can still put the TBS title on Megan Penelope coming back and defending the tag team titles. So I get story-wise, like I get everything you're saying, and I agree with you. It sucks, yeah, because you could have put in other people in that position. But I mean, the story. People complain that AEW doesn't tell stories, and I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying anybody here is.
Yeah.
People say that they don't tell stories. Well, you know what? This is the story they're trying to tell. I guess we can critique the story at the end of this pay-per-view, and who knows? We might be like, yeah, that we more than likely will say, yeah, that didn't work, right? So.
And I'll go ahead and throw myself under the proverbial Metrolink bus here, and I have been critical about that. I brought up yesterday on the Wrestle Collective Weekly that people criticize AEW for telling stories. And in true fashion, it was made to spin like I was saying they don't tell stories. And that's not what I said. I said that people complain that AEW doesn't tell stories. I have complained in the past. In that situation, I wasn't.
No,
I was just making a comment because I also followed it up with they're getting better at telling stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I am willing to ride things out. I am willing to see how things progress here, but I just look at the grander scope of things, and I understand why the champ is double booked because the champ holds 2 belts. I don't understand why we're double booking the same challenger for both belts. That's where I have an issue, and I feel like it doesn't make sense.
Maybe another thing we could think is maybe that, yeah, they advertise this as a match. But, I mean, if we already know the story of it, this is just for Lena to soften Stat up, don't
Willow.
even have, to soften Willow up. Don't even have the match. Have her just beat the crap out of her. It's on the 0 hour. Have her beat the crap out of her and c'est la vie, right? You don't need to really have the match. So hopefully they do something to kind of get us interested or get us hyped for the tag team match.
Okay. Ash, we'll go to you next.
So yeah, that's the thing about the AEW. They have like a lot of women on the roster, but they don't do a decent enough job of building up possible opponents as well. That's the issue I have. Like, I get why they have the double booking because of, again, like the storyline that's going on, which I'll be real with you, I don't know much going on of AEW right now because I haven't watched Dynamite or Collision in who knows how long at this point. So
I'm gonna stop you right there. I am right there with you. I only watched Dynamite this week because I made a point to watch it because I was going to Revolution. That's the only reason I watched Dynamite this week.
Yeah.
Usually my philosophy is if I'm at work and I miss it, I don't run it back because there's too much that I need to do and too little time in my day to run it back. If I'm home and it's on, I'll watch it. But if I'm at work and I miss it, I won't run it back. But I made a point to run it back this week.
That's why I don't even erase the DVR, just in case. I'm like, you never know when JJ wants to watch this. I really don't erase until it says I'm full.
The thing with that, though, is HBO Max I could watch it on.
Yeah.
So don't worry about deleting it. If I really need to, I can run it back there because I have somebody's access to that, too. Not going to say names, but I have somebody's access. So.
I'm just gonna say, thank goodness I follow a lot of podcasts. That's why I'm able to keep up with a lot of this stuff without having to watch the programs.
What can I say except you're welcome? Because I know we help you with that. I know Carlos and the Wednesday night Dynamite that he does.
Shout out to James and the Wrestling with Tism.
Yes.
Shout out to Advocate and his weekends.
Advocate and his weekends.
I mean, yeah, Weekend at Advocates. That's how I also keep up as well.
Yeah,
and able to. I'm just shouting out like a bunch of people right now.
Yeah.
Hey. Now you're Caleb. Now you're Caleb giving the shout outs at the end of the space.
ShopWC.com.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to put that in there as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because I haven't been.
But yeah, no.
Keep up weekly, and I get like the double booking because of the story, but at the same time, that spot could also been gone up to another female, like a woman as well. But at the same time, it's adds to another thing. Like there's so many women on the roster, a lot of them don't get enough like showcase or to be built up because the women in AEW they don't get that much of a showcase, or when they do it's like very minimal, and even then they're just cycling through the same people, which is also just an industry problem in itself as well. Because yeah, that's a wrestling wide issue right now, and it's just it's a double-edged sword.
I mean, here's what I would do. Book Willow versus Persephone title for title on the pay-per-view. You don't want to move either title, so you have Megan and Lena come out, beat the crap out of both women. A competitive match now gets turned into a disqualification. That's how you end the 0 hour. Then you can start the pay-per-view with the tag title match because you've already got the women out there. Harley's probably going to be there with Willow supporting her for her title match that just got thrown out. Megan and Lena come out and interrupt the match. So now you've got them out there. Kick off the pay-per-view. You just added some story to it, and you got another woman on the show.
And it also sets up a possible another opponent for Persephone's CMML title as well.
And this is why people say that I or Walter should be bookers for wrestling companies. Because I literally just got another woman on the show. A CMLL champion in a market with a huge Mexican demographic.
Also, like they have women on Ring of Honor that they can use as well. So, and that would like give them like showcase to be like, oh, hey, there's this person from Ring of Honor. Maybe that could get eyeballs on Ring of Honor because they sure as hell don't have enough, sadly. And I would love to watch Ring of Honor. I just don't have the money to do so. Or well, I do have the money. I just don't think it's worth my money.
They have women on Ring of Honor that they don't use on the AEW main roster? You don't say.
Right?
Fallen Goddess, anybody? Space Jesus, anybody?
A virtuosa, if you will.
Right? Who was the hottest free agent signing? The hottest free agent signing that they did until a certain CEO came like a month and a half later. Just saying. And that's not hate. That's just real. That's facts.
That's real bad timing. That's what that was. Real
Right?
bad timing.
But again, Athena's a champion, title for Willow. Deanna's a champion, title for title versus Willow.
Red Velvet's a champion too, is she not?
Thank you. Like I said, you've got Persephone who just did something, and with the huge demographic, the Hispanic demographic in LA. There's ways they could have worked this without double booking Lena at least. And I don't know if they really thought about it, but we'll see how the show transpires tomorrow, and maybe some grand vision will play out in front of our eyes and be like, oh, that's why they did it. So I'm going to write it out. Walter, what do you say? And then James, you'll close us on this topic.
No.
I'll just be patient, but I'm in agreement with you. LA is literally Mexico. It was Mexico. So it would make sense to have put someone from CMLL on there, but maybe like my son said, it probably won't even be a match. It'll be out there, a few minutes, but it'll just be a beatdown. Like beat her ass to try to soften her up so that she can lose the tag titles later on in the evening. That's probably what they're gonna set up. But we have to just be patient. You have to wait. We have to see. But yeah, there's a lot of women you're not using, and you could have put in that spot. But like you just finished saying, maybe they'll work something out and we'll be like, whoa, that's why they did that, like you said. So I mean, that's it. Did Nick come back? All right, go ahead, James.
And me. At this point, I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. While I agree, there's more women, and they probably should have used more women. I think it's just about. First of all, I don't even think we have the full card yet because we know Tony is gonna have like 3 different matches on the 0 hour or something.
He's gonna add. He's gonna add at least one.
Yeah.
Oh, he loves those 14 match shows.
Yeah, so that's
joking. By the way, that's jokes.
Yeah,
So
it's
y'all don't
jokes,
come
man.
at me. I don't mind these long ass pay-per-views. By the way, it's just sometimes it's like you just need to really scale it back. Like for me, perfect match card is 8 matches.
I don't mind he do the long cards, but if you're gonna do the long ones, make it on a Saturday. Don't do Sunday. Like people gotta work on Monday. And shit.
Yeah, listen,
Exactly.
it is what it is. I will say, as far as the reasoning for this, I get why. The reality is they have to get the belts. They have to get at least one of the belts off Willow. And it probably has to be the tag title, so that way they can really build that tag division, and they make sense by concluding the story. So that's what they're just going to have to do. And I guess they thought it made more sense to do it on pay-per-view than on a TV. And I don't think... I think at this point, although we've waited enough... I think we need to wait a little bit longer before we start seeing other women being utilized on TV. I agree they need to be, but I don't think we should be jumping the gun on this when, like, at the end of the day, here's the problem, right? This is IWC logic. People wanted them to pull the trigger on Willow and Harley, and so they did, despite the fact that they had plans for her to dethrone Mercedes. They did what the fans wanted. Now they're mad because that's exactly what they wanted, and this is the consequence of it.
Wait, plans for who to dethrone Mercedes?
Willow.
Okay.
Dethroning Mercedes. So it's like people want to have their cake and eat it too. That's really what this boils down to. And it's going to be a real theme of my rant that I'm going to have today is people trying to have their cake and eat it too. Okay.
I knew it was going to be an issue as soon as they made her double champ. I said it. I was so happy she won, but I was like, now they're going to have to figure something out. And
right. Well, I mean, and
there
was no other way but to make it happen on pay-per-view. I understand that people want more women utilized, but there's only so many spots that they were going to use, right? And they should be using more spots. I'll give you that all day. But the fact is, they had a story, they had a plan, and then they had to refix that plan because they wanted Babes of Wrath naturally, organically got over. And instead of doing what they did with the Acclaimed all that time, which is not pull the trigger fast enough, they wanted to not do that this time and pull the trigger when the fans wanted them to pull the trigger.
Do you think they pulled the trigger a little too fast, though, or was it at the right place for a time?
No, right place at right time, because that's what people said during Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed. And they should have pulled the trigger there, and they never recovered from them not pulling the trigger. And you see where they are in AEW now. Like, timing is everything here, right?
You know what's sad? I forgot the Acclaimed were still a tag team.
Right, exactly. Like, so it's the fact that they're doing that, right? They have to do it that way, but now people are complaining. It's like, well, which is it? You're mad that you wanted them to do it, and now they did it, and now you're complaining because they're now double booked. What did you expect, really? Like, there was only one way this was going to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like, I understand it, but, like, at the same time, it's like, you're complaining just for the sake of fucking complaining. Most people are. Not everybody here, obviously. We're having a discussion, but, like, most of these people who are trying to get on AEW's balls and, like, get really up in a tizzy about this, it's like, come on. Like, really.
My biggest issue is you took the heels advantage away, because why are you double booking both Willow and Lena? Like, that's just it was like JJ was saying, you should have had somebody else get the title. It's not just utilizing somebody else, but now when Willow gets, in this fight, whether she loses, wins, retains, gets beat up, she is now at a disadvantage, and the heels have the advantage because now you're in an even match in the tag match because both of them were double booked. So it's like the heel never got the advantage. So what's the point? The point of double booking the champ and not double booking the other is to give the heels the advantage. So if they win, they could just be like, "Oh, we lost because I was double booked." But now you're both double booked.
Here's the thing, right? And we don't know how this is going to go. Either way, I'm happy with the result. The end of the day, either they're going to do a whole angle on the pre-show where they just assault the team, and now all of a sudden they can't defend their titles, or at the very least they assault Willow so badly that Harley needs a new partner. New partner comes out to defend, but they still can't win. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Or Harley probably going to go at it alone. And in the middle of the match, Willow's going to come out and get that pop. You know how
Sure.
she made it.
Yeah.
You know how wrestling does.
Yeah, it's like but it's obviously the story. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
People are mad because they wanted story in AEW, and the story in this particular instance calls for at least one of the women, maybe not both, to be double booked. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah.
You know, it's just they do what you want, and you still complain, and there's no winning. It's just this is why I'm not on social media as much as I possibly can be. I don't want to be on social media if I can fucking help it, because it is just goddamn cesspool of nonsense. So I don't know, man. Like, that's just kind of where I'm at. And yeah, I don't know where JJ is. I know JJ is currently he said he was going to take a phone call. So,
we should probably run the trailer to give us some.
Yeah, at this point.
I also want to bring up another thing about like AEW's women's tag division right now, because like for example, okay, so Megan and Lena win. Okay. Other than the Brawling Birds, Willow and Harley and Tony and Mina, what other face teams are there? Because they are very heel heavy right now.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, the issue and the real issue is this, right? When they just started the division, there was only going to be like 6 or 7 teams, I think, so much.
Yeah. I will say, at least with the tournament, they did a good job of like creating these like Frankenstein makeshift teams.
Yeah.
Because I got no issues with makeshift teams, because some of them like worked out very well, especially when they build towards the team being together. Like, for example, the best example I can think of recently is Chad Gable and Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
They were 2 singles wrestlers, came together, just like our boys Bust in the Brain. They were 2 people coming together, making a team.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
it can work.
It can work, and it has
worked.
worked. Yeah. I think especially in the AEW's women's division, definitely can work. I mean, there is TJ as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the status of NJ's contract, but right now, at the very least, they have TJ. They should utilize him.
Mm-hmm. Which they have.
So take Conti, NJ as a face. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another face team, and that's been a team since
like the beginning.
Years now. Honestly,
since AEW.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. The way I would book the division is you run roughshod with these 2 powerhouse women, these tall ass fucking women.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would have TJ become the underdogs and overpower them, maybe at All In or something, just retrospective, and then have them lose them to the Inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Because then they would get a lot accomplished in that period of time. And have a very good established division. Yeah. And then by that point, they can either make more teams or bring more teams in, like Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. I believe they're on the roster, kind of.
I know one of them is, but I don't know about the other one.
Right. So maybe you could bring them in. Maybe you could bring Shotzi and Priscilla in. Chemical X. That's another team. That could be a big one.
Mm-hmm.
You could bring in, you can makeshift other teams with the current women's roster. Maybe bring Kiera Hogan back, team her up with Red Velvet, reunite the baddies there.
Yeah, they were supposed to be a team in TNA, weren't they?
Yes. No, that was Fire and Flavor. That was Tasha Steelz.
Oh, okay, different person. Okay.
So
that's another person.
There's options.
That's another person.
And I think, that's another person they could bring in for sure. There's just really talented women on the indie scene. We're going to be covering Portermania.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I mean, you could bring some of those women in there, and make some teams out of that. There's options, and I think they just need more time to add meat on not just tag team divisions, but the singles divisions in both AEW and Ring of Honor, because there's 5 singles divisions between the two brands.
Yeah, and that's the issue the issue you have with these makeshift teams is that in order to have enough teams in the division, you're going to have these singles, put the singles together, but at the same time, that also minimizes other options for the singles title. So it's hard to find that fine balance, because both companies are struggling to do that, both AEW and WWE. Because we mentioned this before, especially for the women, when one division strives, the other is just not at that same level, has to suffer because of it inadvertently.
Yeah, 100%. We'll see what happens. I think it's just one of those things where we gotta hope and pray. And I don't think we have to hope and pray. I think they know what they're doing with the tag team division. What's good about it is they have women there like Mercedes Martinez and Serena Deeb that can definitely run that down, at least from a producer standpoint. So they got female opinions, and Tony is a very good listener in that regard. So I don't think that's going to be the issue. But what does need to happen is, and I'll give WWE this, they need to kind of do an equivalent of what WWE does when it comes to, showcasing the women and men equally, which that's the one positive thing that's been on those Adpocalypse shows, is they actually showcase them pretty equally. Mm-hmm. So AEW needs to do an equivalent of that, and they need to showcase, how they're showcasing the men on this show. Like the Ring of Honor title, Ring of Honor champion is going to be fighting Andrade. Quite honestly, that should have just been a title match, by the way.
I can see that. Yeah.
They should be doing something similar for that for the women, like an Athena taking on a Persephone, right? Just as an example. Maybe title for title it, right? Stuff like that needs to happen more, I think. And I hope eventually we get to that point. I think that is where AEW is lacking in the pay-per-view department, is an equal amount of women's representation, or at least equal enough to where it can be, because technically there's 3 divisions in the women's division and God knows how many for the men, right? But at least 4 women's matches and then the rest of the men, right? Yeah. Same. That's just me. I'm hoping that they get to that point. But
it's a work in progress.
Okay.
Because right now they have how many women's matches on there? Without they have a decent amount of women's matches for Revolution. The only nitpick is that it's double booked, but you can make the argument that there's a storyline reasoning behind it. So
okay. Yeah, valid. So this is what we'll do. I think at this point we're gonna stall for JJ. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about tonight's GCW show when we come back from these words.
All right.
There you go.
And now for a taste of things to come.
Walter, it's on you.
All the professional wrestling. I didn't know you were going to me.
Sorry. My bad. All right. Well, let's talk about this show that happened. God damn. It was a show. I'll just run down the card real quick here, as it is absurdity.
You soloed it, man?
I did solo it. Yes. I figured people were getting ready because I was like, fuck it. So I was like, and I woke up super late, like right before the show was about to go on the air, so it was what it was. So I was like, screw it, I'll solo it. But basically, we had a couple of really banger matches on the show. We had Gary J taking on Alec Price in what was a really good match. The opener of the night was Marcus Mathers versus Blake Christian. From a pure technical standpoint, those two matches are kind of like 1A, 1B. Really, really good contest. It was a really good six-person scramble that was impromptu. A little bit of the development in the story of Effie, not being fine. Tried to get involved as the seventh participant. The referees had to pull him out, per se. And yeah, just in general, it was a fun little contest. Don Freeze showed out as always. That dude should not be as athletic as he is, being the size he is. If we are not booking him versus Will Cruz versus I forget the dream match I booked, all three competitors, but there's like three big men that I recommended that they do a triple threat with. I'm hoping they do it eventually, but you never know. A man could dream. Then, oh boy. John Wayne Verdock versus Viperous in a death match. Yes, a woman and a man had a death match. Very common. It was violent. It was bloody. Viperous ended up losing, but John Wayne Murdoch actually graciously gave his spot he earned in this match in the Tournament of Survival to Viperous. So that was a nice little cool thing there. There was Mr. Danger and Jimmy Lloyd, which again was fucking bloody and was violent. There was Atticus versus Slade, which was bloody, which was violent. And there was Otis Coker versus Connor Claxton, which, say it with me, folks, was bloody and was violent. James was suffering a lot. Like, a lot. So that was like the matches that happened. And it was as hardcore as you could expect, especially in the showboat in Atlantic City. But there was one big event that happened, and it was during Marco Stunt's retirement speech. So Marco Stunt said goodbye to professional wrestling. He was going out there and he was speaking to everybody in the crowd in Atlantic City. And it was crazy, right? But then, like, as he's cutting this heartfelt emotional promo, KJ comes out, cuts a heartfelt emotional promo about how him and Marco were very good friends. And, they hug, they're crying, they're sharing a moment together, and then all of a sudden, KJ rushes him, hits a character assassination on him, right to the back of the head, which he had already talked about having neck problems. After that happened, Sam Stackhouse comes in, his old rival, chases off KJ. He picks up Marco, and then he hits him with the greetings from Asbury Park on his neck, leaving him in the middle of the ring. Sam Stackhouse and KJ back to being a unit. And we got a very angry giant on our hands in Sam Stackhouse. That was the big thing. I was not expecting a turn from Sam Stackhouse, especially with the blood that was spilled between those two.
Sam Stackhouse came back?
Yeah. Sam Stackhouse came back and aligned back with KJ Orso and assaulted Marco Stunt during his retirement speech.
Oh, shit.
There's a couple things. There are a couple reasons why I think that might be happening. One, they're the next people that are going to dethrone YDMP for the GCW tag straps, or they're going to be fighting Jurassic Express, which is Marco Stunt and Jack Perry. Either one could be happening at spring break. I'm not sure which one it is yet. That's just my early prediction, softball prediction. But yeah, that was like the big thing from the show, was the segment between Marco and the heel turn with Sam Stackhouse and KJ assaulting Marco. So big happenings there. Go out of your way to watch this show just for that, if nothing else. And definitely go out of your way if you like really good graps. Watch Gary J and Alec Price, and watch Marcus Mathers taking on Blake Christian. Both matches were fantastic. And then if you like violence, check out the whole card. It was very violent. It was good wrestling. Standard GCW fare. Ashes to Ashes gets a thumbs up from me. So, any thoughts from anybody else here?
Nah, I'm just glad he returned. Like, I didn't expect him to return.
Yeah, me neither.
I like that motherfucker. He could move for a big dude, man.
Yeah, he could move.
And still, that fucking spinning heel kick he does, man. For his
dude,
size.
that always shocks me every time. That always shocks me. Yeah, like for a big dude to hit a spinning heel kick like that so effortlessly is scary as shit. Ash, I know you probably didn't watch anything from the show. What do you think of the rundown?
It sounds like it was a pretty good card, but you can say that for most GCW shows.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or like it's like select handful of matches to check out because.
Yeah,
that seems like it was a pretty fun watch. It would be a fun watch.
It was a very fun watch. So I encourage everybody to go watch that back. Very fun show, and yeah. Overall, pretty good stuff. Walter, we'll go to you real quick. What would you rather see more? And I'll kind of like make a question out of this. Would you rather see Sam Stackhouse and KJ fight for the tag straps against YDNP, or would you rather them fight Jurassic Express with Jack Perry and Marco Stunt?
I guess Jurassic Express. It's just crazy that they're even teaming up after all the shit we saw them put each other through. And then, KJ put his wife in the way of that first blood match or that hardcore match. I quit match. It made him quit due to his wife, and now they're on the same page. Like, dude, you would not, kayfabe or not, you ain't getting me to forgive you after that shit. Fuck you, dude. Unless he's trying to gain KJ's trust and then turn on his ass again, like. So that'll be interesting to see where they go for.
Yeah.
But damn that, you're not putting me through all that hell, and I'm just gonna up and team with you again.
Yeah, really. Like it's just insane that that's going on, man. I'll tell you right now. But hey, he obviously well, there was a promo actually, and I forgot to download it, but there was a promo where Sam Stackhouse explained his actions, that he only did that because he wasn't getting any bookings, and he really wasn't. It's like after his match with KJ, it's like they completely neglected him, and it's like now you're the monster I always wanted you to be. So yeah, it looks like they're both on the same page, and we got an angry giant in Sam Stackhouse, and I think everybody should be. I'll tell you right now. If they go for the tag titles, that's a heel-heavy, game-changing lineup right there. Because you got Mason with the Jersey Championship Wrestling title. You got Vandal 48 with both the Ultraviolet and the World title. And now we're looking at KJ and Sam possibly winning the GCW tag straps at some point in the future. Literally, right now, the only babyface champions are Busta and the Brain.
Yeah.
It's looking heel heavy.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let us.
Well, what was the cringiest moment for you? What made you go kind of
cringiest moment? I don't know. Otis Cogar taking a damn scalper to fucking Claxton's head.
Oh,
that made me cringe and crease.
With the razor blade bed or with?
Yes, it was one of the. Yeah, it's the little razor blade that he had, like the scalper. little scalper.
Yeah, the little bed of razors. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. Like that, and probably Slade had like a bunch of skewers stuffed in his head, and then he stuffed more skewers into it. Slade did, just to show he's tough.
Stop.
Yeah, right. And then, yeah, he had a brain hemorrhage on while the skewers still in his head, mind you, and he hit a brain hemorrhage onto the ladder. And it was like the most disgusting. That actually might have been the most cringe I had. I literally walked off screen. I was like, nope. I'm good. Nope. Can't make me. Nope. It's so much so that my camera then fucked up. My second camera, which I had on, it was like all fuzzed up and shit. So I had to unplug it, replay because I guess the hat like made everything blurry. Because I literally tossed my hat off the camera. It was what it was.
So that was worse than what Dr. Redacted did? Shit.
Let's see. I'll be honest, it's not the worst spot I've seen, but it still wasn't fun. It was scary. But yeah, it was what it was. Like, overall, fun show.
You walked up the screen when they did that?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Why wouldn't, dude? When you feel the urge, like, no. I mean, at the very least, I was thinking of turning around, but I'm like, nope. I'm good. I was good.
That's gotta be nuts.
It was nuts. I hate seeing like any sharp objects stuck in somebody's head and then they do a snap nair driver at all. That seems to be the roughest thing like ever. Like that alone was.
Yeah, the skewers alone just get to me too. Yeah.
Yeah. Ash, if you are squeamish about people getting stabbed, there's a lot of stabbing that happens.
I like that shit.
Of course you do. Stabby.
She likes her shit.
Like I think all this crazy shit is fine, but once the bricks get involved, I'm like, okay, relax.
Yeah.
Relax. It's all fun and games until those bricks get involved. So I'm like,
the bricks or the stones, yeah, the cement blocks of it.
Yeah, I mean there's a few of those happening. Not on this show, but there's been a few times where GCW's busted out those.
Yeah, because that could go horribly wrong so fast. Like the other stuff, at least it's moderately controlled, but cinder blocks and bricks, good luck trying to control that shit.
Yeah, really. Like that's the roughest thing. It's like that's what scares me is like when people start doing those spots. But
Hi back.
Hello. Welcome back.
I assume you were on the main event.
We talked all about the GCW card. We ran through it quickly.
Have you been to the SRSX account?
I have not. Let me check.
Not that I'm going to break the news. You don't have to go check.
Okay.
A like from Otis Koger.
Yes.
A retweet from Vipress and a retweet from Gary J.
Jesus, there you go.
I've been saying it now for the last few GCW shows we've been doing, kind of going back to the end of February with What's My Name and Baller Blocking. We're on their radar now.
Yeah.
We're getting people that are associated with the podcast popping into our watch-alongs and commenting along.
Nice.
One of them was there tonight, I saw, Reed Cooper.
The
only reason Frankie wasn't there was because he was actually on the show. I saw him on camera at one point. I think it was during the main event. He was standing up. He's kind of got like this pompadour hairdo. If I screenshotted it, you might have recognized seeing him on camera, James.
Yes.
But, so he lives in that area, so he always goes to the Showboat shows.
Yeah.
So that's why he wasn't in the chat, but Reed and Frankie have been popping into our watch-along chats lately. We're getting likes and retweets from the wrestlers. Hell, Matt Tremont retweeted Hot Dog in a Handshake.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was huge.
Dr. Redact, he retweeted last week too.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of traction. We even had a either like or a retweet from the GCW Wrestling X account itself, not the podcast. GCW Wrestling _ the official GCW X account, like or retweeted us. So we're definitely starting to get traction.
Making moves.
100%. And I feel like that's a good opportunity to show off what has been teased about, as it is GCW related.
Yeah.
Here is our next interview announcement, everybody.
It's murder. There it is.
Just start him up.
Dr. Redacted will be joining us on April 2nd.
Mr. I bleed all the time, Dr. Redacted.
I just brought him up. Yeah, he liked the post on March 8th, and he also retweeted it. Yeah, Dr. Redacted.
That'll be a Thursday, a special midweek shenanigans, as we do have to work around some of the talent schedule. And I will shout him out real quick, as he sent me those images to use for the graphic, as all the ones I could find online, he's bloody, and YouTube is kind of picky about those type of images. So I had to ask him. I was like, do you have any promo shots where you're not bloody? And he was like, hold on just a second. And he sent those to me.
Yeah, YouTube
He's
will
like, I got
do
you.
that.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's a lot. There you go. Good stuff.
So
guys.
shout out to Redacted. I will say, without giving too much away, Redacted is the first talent we are paying to interview, but he is not asking near as much as some other people have asked of me. So
yes,
it's an affordable sum that he asked for. And so I talked it over with a couple of people, and they were like, you should do it. And I was like, it's not so much that I can't save a few dollars out of my tips, to send to him, not cut into my, normal paycheck. Just take it out of my tips, which are kind of extra income anyway. So Dr. Redacted, though, April 2nd, which will be 2 days before Izzy Moreno. So just think about that pairing, Dr. Redacted to Izzy Moreno.
That's
180.
That's quite the juxtaposition, if you will.
Yeah, right? A badass deathmatch wrestler to everybody's BFF in a Swiftie.
What are we what is happening? This is wrestling, folks.
But dude, if you go to Dr. Redacted's X page, because he doesn't hide how big of a dork he is. Dude's got pictures at Disney World, Disneyland on there. Like, he is such a fucking dork.
He's a Disnerd.
Oh, big time. He's a Disnerd. He's a Disnerd after my heart, because he has pictures with the Country Bears, and the caption says something to the effect of, around this house we stand the Country Bears. And I am a huge Country Bear Jamboree fan. Like, I may wear my honorary Country Bear shirt for the interview just to try to pop him, because I am such a Country Bear Jamboree fan. It is so crazy. And I love pointing out to people, not to go on a huge side tangent here, but I love pointing out to people that hated the Country Bear movie, that if you enjoyed the 2011 Muppets reboot movie, it was the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
It really was, if you watch them side by side. A bear and a Muppet who have never been connected to the Muppets and the Country Bears grow up with humans counterparts. Barry has been adopted by a human family. Walter lives with Gary. Both characters set out on a mission to find where they belong because they don't believe they fit in. One ends up with the Country Bears. The other one ends up as a part of the Muppet family. They both have villains who are trying to take over the Muppet Theater and Country Bear Hall to turn it into dastardly means. One's being bought by a banker played by Christopher Walken. The other one is being bought by an oil tycoon played by Chris Cooper, who actually played the Green Goblin in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
They are so parallel in the movie. They're so identical. It's just like, how can you realistically hate one and like the other?
Yeah, really.
I love them both because I'm a Muppet nerd and I'm a Country Bear nerd.
Yeah.
But even I watching it and I'm like, this is the Country Bears movie.
Yeah, it sure is.
Both have a ton of celebrity cameos in it because the Country Bears has Queen Latifah, Elton John, Brian Setzer. The Muppets has, God, you know how the Muppets get down. They've got Selena Gomez in there. They've got the Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's crazy, but it's the same fucking movie. So don't be surprised if this interview with a deathmatch wrestler doesn't spiral into 45 minutes of his nerd.
I was about to say, if Jeff Meacham is on there along with us, forget about it. You three are going to go off talking about Disney.
Oh, dude.
We're just going to be there.
Just because someone's spooky does not mean they can't like adorable things too.
He has Disney tattoos on his body.
Oh,
That's
nice.
fucking funny.
So, and I love Jeff. I did invite him to be part of the interview today because he was having transportation issues. So he said he might have to call out. If he had been there with Leva, considering she works at Universal, he works for Disney, we would have been done.
Oh, man.
We would have been done with the two of them just say his name and he appears. I swear to God, he heard us talking about him.
His ears was ringing. His mouse ears were ringing.
Who's talking about somebody working at Universal now? What are we doing?
Wait, what happened?
Okay, time out. Did you hear any of what we were saying before you popped in?
No, I literally just jumped in to hit the screen.
Because it was complete irony. We were just saying that, you know, we had made the invitation for you to join us with Leva and everything earlier.
Oh.
But it was kind of a good thing that you didn't join. You were able to work because with her working at Universal theme parks and you working for Disney theme parks, we would have just been completely down the drain with you two talking shop all night. And then you popped into the backstage area. Like we literally were saying your name and you appeared.
Yeah, it was fucking funny as hell.
Well,
like Jeff knew. Jeff
And
knew.
we got there because we literally had just made our announcement about who our next guest is going to be that we locked in.
Yes.
And he's a huge Diz nerd.
Yes. Dr. Redacted, Deathmatch legend, in a way.
Oh.
Yes, Jeff is a Disney fan. Big Disney guy.
He literally has pictures on his social media with the Country Bears.
That's tremendous. I'm here for it.
And the caption was something to the effect of, "In this house, we stand the Country Bears." And I'm like, dude, you're speaking my love language.
Right. Speak to me, doctor. Speak to me.
And then we went on to a side diatribe about how the Country Bear movie and the Muppets 2011 is the same movie.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, you popped in, but...
Oh. Well, anyway, I had no idea what the topic was. I just wanted to make sure I pop in and say hi so I didn't break my streak. I actually had 2 in a row, so now I have 3.
Nice.
We actually weren't on a topic as of yet, so you came at a good time. We were in the middle of a transition.
Yes.
As am I. So.
Well, I feel like we stalled long enough, JJ.
Yes. Let's go ahead.
Oh,
We're going to start getting to the downer topics, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go, but you guys enjoy your night.
Sounds good. Sounds good, sir. Thank you for popping in.
Only because I'm literally where I'm not supposed to be when I'm doing this, so I gotta go.
No worries.
Yeah, go. Have a good time.
Bye, guys.
Bye. So we did have 2 downer topics. We did stall long enough. I do want to try to get through these quickly because I do have to be up at a somewhat reasonable time to make my way down to this arena behind me here.
Mm-hmm.
But so the first thing we're going to discuss is the Thea Hail situation. Sunday of last week, Thea Hail put out a video, and when I say that this video hurt my soul, I'm not exaggerating. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I already adore the young lady and I'm a fan of Chase U and her. It's just listening to the emotion in her voice as she spoke. And for those of you that haven't seen the video, I do have it uploaded. It is about a 2.5-minute video, and here it goes.
I've been wanting to touch on this subject for a long time now, and I just haven't felt like I should, and now my opinion has changed. I'm a 22-year-old girl. Think about that for a second. I wouldn't have even graduated college if I went. I moved away in the middle of high school to pursue my dream because I valued that over comfortability. And most people could never have fathomed to do that. And every day to look at my Twitter timeline or look at social media and see negative comments about me as a human being is disgusting. I have worked my ass off for 5 years for the biggest moment of my career. And you all take it as a joke. You act like I'm the worst human being in the world for my 1 ounce of success that I finally had. It sucks. I don't think you understand every day that I wake up happy, sad, miserable. I don't care. I put professional wrestling above everything. And for 5 years, I have valued this industry to such an extent, and I valued others' opinions. And it is exhausting. I love this more than anything, but what I don't love is to constantly be torn down by other people, by other human beings. At the end of the day, I am a person. I am a 22-year-old girl who is getting to live my dreams, and for some reason that's wrong. And for some reason you guys decide that you want to go hate on somebody else because you're not happy with yourself. You feel the need to tear somebody else down to build yourself up. Are you serious? I don't understand it. I don't understand the level of hate in professional wrestling today. And for just 1 second, I would love for you guys to internally think, would you like for somebody to say this about me? Think about that. So please, take an extra 10 seconds before you put something up on social media. Please. And remember that the person on the other end of it is also a human being. So, I don't know what to tell you. Happy Sunday. Go to church.
Where to even begin there? I mean, I always knew how young she was. I knew that she was in her early 20s. But hearing her talk about how she's devoted 5 years to this, and it's like 5 years is the separation between her and my daughter. My daughter is 17. You know, I am a 49-year-old man. This girl is young enough to be my daughter. And because of an incident that occurred on television that was out of her control.
Yep.
She was not at fault for. She's being harassed and bullied. It's not the first time that someone in wrestling has been harassed and bullied online. You know, Harley Cameron recently left social media because of being harassed and bullied. And then there's the extreme circumstance, and I hope I am saying her name right, Hana Kimura.
Yeah, I was just about to say her.
Yeah.
Have we not learned anything from that, apparently?
Clearly not.
Nope.
Clearly not.
Harley Cameron too. That happened
I
literally
literally
2 weeks
just
ago.
said Harley Cameron, James.
Yep.
I literally just said her name. But I can understand that you may not like the character that she portrays. Hell, there is a member of our team who is not here tonight who really doesn't get into her gimmick in the faction that she used to represent. And it's become sort of a ha-ha to taunt him about it.
No.
But I'm sure even he would sit here and be like, what the fuck are we doing over this?
Yeah.
He would not go to the extreme to harass and bully her. And for what? Because she took a championship off of somebody that you like more. Because this 22-year-old girl took a championship off of a girl who came from your favorite company that you feel is being wasted away in mediocrity now that she's jumped to the other side of the street.
Yeah, really.
The referee did his job. Thea hit a maneuver, went for a pinfall. Blake was unable to kick out. If the referee stops the count because Blake doesn't kick out and she's supposed to, the referee looks bad. The crowd chants bullshit. The match looks bad. So the referee counts 3, and then she gets bullied as a result of this?
This is bullshit.
The fuck are we doing, y'all?
I'm sick and fucking tired of this. Hear me and hear me good. Stop this shit! I mean every word that I'm saying here, and I don't apologize for how I fucking sound right now. I am fucking fed up with this shit. Harley Cameron did not deserve the lengths that you fucking went to when you bullied her. Granted, the fan that went after Oba shouldn't have been as entitled as she was, but she did not deserve the fucking harassment that she got that was similar to the fucking harassment Thea got. And those two actually did shit that could have been corrected, right? You can make an argument for that. Still doesn't excuse the fucking horrific sexism, the horrific threats of fucking violence from a fucking page that has, what, maybe all of 30 fucking followers. Get a fucking life. So if they did shit that was incorrect, what the fuck did Thea do? Really? What the fuck did she do?
She did nothing.
Nothing.
She did her move.
And you fucking go after her for it.
She did her job.
She did her fucking job, bro.
She executed a maneuver that landed a little bit snug, winded Blake, and Blake was unable to kick out.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
It fucking happens, guys. It's not the end of the world. You know what's going to happen? Blake is going to get another fucking opportunity probably, and this is all going to be righted anyway. So why do we give that much of a shit? Really?
Blake's probably moving on up to the other title. She probably won't even have to go after
Seriously.
I was going to say, Blake, for all intents and purposes, Blake is above the North American Championship.
Yes.
She should be going after the NXT Women's Championship in JC Jane, but it's heel versus heel. Realistically, she should be on the main roster, but she chose to be in NXT. She chose to get some more seasoning because she knew that she wasn't that experienced. And especially in the WWE style of doing things.
Yeah.
She chose to be with these girls who honestly, and this is no insult to the NXT women's roster, have less experience than her.
Yeah.
She chose to be with those girls. with the exception of someone like a Fallon Henley and a JC Jane, who I think are the only two women that they have left that did time on the independent circuit prior to coming to NXT. I believe every other woman is a nil or ID style in-house trained competitor. They didn't do the grind. But JC Jane and Fallon Henley did.
Zarya's one of them too.
That's true, Daria.
She was on the Indies as well.
Correct. Thank you. I
So 3.
didn't think about that, but you're absolutely right. I was going off of tenure. That's what made me think of them. Because JC and Fallon have been in the company as long as I've been watching NXT. That's why they stuck with me a little bit more. But yes, Zarya from Australia definitely did her time over there. You're correct. So 3 out of the entire roster. Y'all got to give these girls a break. At the end of the day, we just need to be better. And I'm trying so hard to not go off to the extent that James is, because I don't want it to be taken as bias, considering how much I adore Thea. Trust me, I've got enough venom in me for the next topic that I'm trying to save some of it.
Brother, I'm so annoyed. Like, because not too long ago, it's like wrestling fans, this is on top of like all this other shit going on in the fucking fandom right now. Like, because we mentioned the other 2 examples of this nonsense going on. You also have literally, like, this is on top of fans like botting likes against WWE because they didn't like a fucking segment on SmackDown. Like, Slick actually commented, and I firmly agree with what he said about that, because this relates to the entirety of the situation going on with the toxicity that is the IWC. Nobody hates wrestling fans more. Nobody hates wrestling more than wrestling fans.
Oh, 100%.
This is ridiculous. This is bullshit. And by the way, you fucking Blake Monroe stands, you fucking Mariah May fans, all right? You think that she would approve of this shit? Like, really? You think she's fucking happy with how you treated Thea Hail over a fucking mistake that she was responsible for? She's got to feel like shit.
Just because she plays a mean girl on TV doesn't mean she's one in real life.
Bingo.
100%.
Bingo.
100%. And if you look at the social media, you've seen baby faces, heels, rival companies coming out to support her. The one positive I will say in all this, the one positive, if there is a positive, and I mentioned this to James when we talked on the phone about it, so he knows what I'm going to say.
Yep.
At least Thea didn't get scared off of social media.
Yeah.
The way Harley did. That 22-year-old girl is strong enough that she has stayed on social media and didn't deactivate her accounts. And I know this because just a couple days after this, her Chaotic Coffee Adventures was up.
Good, she didn't let them
with
win.
her and Nikita Lyons of all people. You know, and you want to talk about somebody else who gets a lot of shit. Nikita Lyons is that person. And the entire video, she's talking about positivity and fairy dust and, you know, karma and like positive juju, like all these little things. And while I believe Thea films these more than enough in advance, the timing of the release of this one couldn't have been more beautiful and perfect.
Yeah, true.
So I highly recommend y'all check it out.
I'm glad she didn't let them win and leave social media. It's the keyboard warrior mentality, and you guys talk all this shit because you have no liability for it because you're behind a keyboard, and you guys are the same motherfuckers that'll chase a wrestler down in the airport and get mad they don't sign something. You guys are the same people that show up at their shit. No, I love you, and kiss their ass when you see them in person, but behind the keyboard, you want to act all brave and tough, and none of you would do that shit to other people. Why are you gonna pick on a young 22-year-old girl. I bet you people that don't like MMA fighters won't say that shit to MMA fighters.
Yeah, everybody in the wrestling industry that I have heat with, that I have shit talked, I was polite to first. They were rude to me, and that's why I turned my back on them.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of Mercedes, and my hatred towards Mercedes is only because of the stuff that I read about her after she left the company and the way she treated fans. But everybody else that you have ever heard me shit on, they were rude to me first. That's why I'm rude to them. That's why I still shit talk them.
Right.
And even, I'd say 90% of them, I still occasionally find something positive to say. And if I were put in a situation where I was face to face to them, I'd still be polite to their face. And give them the opportunity to make right.
I think it also goes without saying that even the people that you dislike in the industry, you would not fucking say the shit that was said to Thea Hail or Harley Cameron in the slightest.
No. I have not wished death on anybody in this business.
Yeah.
Despite how much I dislike somebody. You were in the chat yesterday, James. How many times did Graps or Slick or something kind of brace themselves when the Young Bucks came up and I started talking about the Bucks? Because they automatically assumed I was just going to be completely disrespectful and rip them to shit. And I actually said positive stuff.
You did. You did.
Every time I opened my mouth about them, one of them was like, uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Because they were expecting one thing. Because that's what they've gotten used to from me.
Quite frankly, I got used to it.
But I knew my surroundings. And I was mindful.
And that's the problem, is none of these people are fucking mindful. Like,
exactly.
At all. None of these people are.
You've got to be mindful of the living force. Isn't that what they teach us in Star Wars?
Yes. Yes.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's like I'm over the nonsense in the IWC. And the reason, more like, generally speaking, treat people how you would want to be treated, number one. That's number one. But like, secondly,
but I'm gonna cut you off right there before you get to your second point.
Yeah.
If you treat people the way you want to be treated, and they don't treat you like that in return, fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them.
You can only turn the other cheek for so long.
Yeah.
You can only turn the other cheek for so long. I get tired of giving opportunity after opportunity to people and them continuing to disrespect me.
Yes, 100%.
There's got to come a point where you draw that line in the sand and you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to be nice to them one more time. And if they disrespect me again, fuck them.
Yeah.
Right. That's basically what I said to my mom's boyfriend, who's not my dad, by the way. They're two different people.
So I just wanted to throw that out there because on the one hand, I completely agree with the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated. Yeah. But there comes a point where if you've treated somebody one way multiple times and you don't get that in return, it's got to be okay to say fuck them.
Exactly.
No, I agree, and that's.
So I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, that's.
Go ahead. What was point two, James?
There's another saying that goes, "Not everyone deserves a second chance."
No,
bingo.
No, and that's where Thea got to. So I completely agree. The other thing that I wanted to say is like, fuck me. The perception of this looks so fucking bad for people who didn't even fucking do the shit that these troglodytes are doing to Thea. Okay, like, you think, like, genuinely stop and think for a second. You're making all of us look bad, fucker. You're making all of us look like shit. Say a new fan comes in. What's the first thing they're going to check after they watch a fucking wrestling show? They're going to go on social media. They're going to look stuff up. You potentially, because the algorithm especially is fucked up on X.
Mm-hmm.
your bullshit that you sent Thea Hail, or you sent Harley Cameron, or you sent to that girl that fucking did the shit with Oba, or anything, the perception is gonna look like shit, and you are chasing those people off. And I've been saying it for years. I don't care if you're a WWE Fed apologist. I don't care if you're an AEW sicko. I don't care if you're a fucking independent guy. I don't care if you're a puro perv, whatever the fuck term you want to use in the fandom. Whatever you do that is going to be detrimental to the growth of the fucking industry, fuck off the fandom. Get out today. Turn in your resignation and get the fuck out. Because we don't need you here making the rest of us look fucking bad.
Hear, hear.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Fuck off.
We're gonna get even deeper in TED Talk in a moment. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to say about Thea before we go to the big topic?
Going back on this, items, when it comes to the wrestling community, it's got to the point where every day I'm like, I don't get you people, yet I am one of you. And I posted something about these types of people. And this is what I said about social media. It's I'm going to just grab my big tweet right now because I can't read it, say it off the top of my head. But it's social media has turned some into the most repulsive, inconsiderate, unintelligible, vile monsters imaginable.
Yep. Amen.
And for what reason? Why?
None that's reasonable at all.
It's just sometimes you gotta stop and think before you post shit, and I've gotten better at doing that, because not everything deserves a reaction, whether it be positive or negative. It's some things you should just keep to yourself, and that's the problem with social media. Publicizing everything has been so normalized where no, there's some things you can keep private into yourselves.
You know what the worst part about that is too, Ash, to add to your point? And I don't mean to get political, but I feel like I have to here because it's so fucking true. It's unbelievable. A lot of these people that were saying that disgusting shit towards Thea, not a lick about the fucking files. And you know what files I'm talking about. On either side of the political spectrum, they're both on that, by the way. Not a single thing about them, but you're willing to be outraged about this bullshit. Again, for somebody who literally had no control of what happened there. None whatsoever. You're more angry about that than what's actually going on in the world today. Are you fucking kidding me?
People don't get that. I don't
Seriously.
condone violence like that, but people don't get their asses kicked enough and held liable anymore. That's what it is. So they get all brave online.
Like your brother pointed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's that topic.
Oh boy.
Now we go into the other biggie.
Mm-hmm.
Just a ref.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
So on Thursday, I believe it was, OVW had one of their TV shows. A planned spot occurred with an unplanned outcome. And the stuff that followed has definitely sparked controversy online. Again, I have the video. I am going to say that this is very sensitive footage. If you get triggered by stuff like this, thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week because this is our final topic. If you're willing to sit through it, I don't want to hear anything in the comments about us showing it. We are a, for lack of a better term, news talk show format.
Yeah.
This is definitely news, therefore it needs to be covered.
Yes.
And we gave you the warning beforehand.
Here's the video.
Brendan falling. He wiped out Mount Kadib.
Look out!
Oh my God!
Oh my! Oh!
Down, he's down! Holy! Tony Evans now, but Balling lands on his feet. Pele kick! Pele kick! And the United States champion goes down.
Talk about chaos!
Absolute pandemonium. Drew Hernandez now. slam. Man, Balling goes down hard.
Check on Dallas.
Dallas is not having a good night here tonight. Evans moving the carcass of Dallas Edwards. Oh! He just caught Hernandez with the back fist. This thing is completely falling apart. Referee Dallas Edwards is in some trouble here, guys.
I'm going to cut the video there because we pretty much just get that same shot for the remainder of the video. So for those of y'all that don't know what happened or still can't truly tell because you've never experienced or been around, the referee suffered a seizure. This is a very sensitive topic for me because I have epilepsy. Epilepsy is what causes seizures. I have had epilepsy since I was 10 months old. I said a couple times during our interview that I am turning 50 this year. So do the math. I've had this my entire life. By the grace of God, I have not had a seizure since 07 or 08. I can't remember which year, but that was my last one. Ironically, I was up in Walter's neck of the woods when it happened. I was at the Cow Palace in Frisco.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, I didn't know Walter then, but Walter being up in NorCal now, giving him a little frame of reference as to where it occurred. The same venue where Eddie Guerrero won his championship from Brock Lesnar in February of 2004.
Yep.
That's where this happened. For me, my last one. Rule number 1 of seizure etiquette. When somebody is having a seizure, you do not move them.
Now,
we'll get into
thing, right?
Huh?
It's because they'll swallow their tongue or something, right?
That's part of it. That's rule number 2 is make sure they don't swallow their tongue.
Yeah.
Don't move them and make sure they don't swallow their tongue. And then once they come out of it, try to kind of be calming with them about it because they're going to be like, what the fuck, what's going on? So the calmer you are about things, the more at ease they'll be. I have a bunch of statements that have been released and put out from multiple people about the situation that we'll run through here momentarily. Before we start going through all those, though, and playing the blame game, because it's very easy to do. And again, I said this to James on the phone when we discussed this. The only excuse that I would take, and I use the term excuse loosely, is that the wrestler that moved him, kicked him, didn't realize what was happening when it was happening. And when we get to his statement, which I do have, he kind of touches on that. But I said that to James before he released a statement.
Yep.
Because sadly, there are a lot of people out there who are not trained in this type of stuff.
No.
And as one of the other statements points out, the referee is supposed to be the one that conveys if there's an emergency, an incident. When the referee is the one that's having the incident, it becomes a little bit trickier. So the only excuse that I'm willing to give or take is that he didn't know what was happening. That being said, if you don't know what's happening, why are you going to touch him? Common sense 101.
Yep.
If common sense were common, more people would use it. Despite my years of having seizures, I had never physically seen one in action until I was living with friends who I resided with from about 2014 till 2021, 2022.
Yep.
Because they had a daughter who had seizures. So the first time I ever actually saw a seizure in action was when she had one.
Yep.
And the first thing that I thought was, holy shit, is this what I look like when I have one? I can understand now why people are so fucking scared when they see it. Because it was like having an out-of-body experience. You're a person that has this condition, but you've never seen what it looks like. Now you're seeing it in action. It was a definite mindfuck. I'm not going to lie. Go ahead and start.
Oh boy. Yeah.
First that was posted by Sean Ross Sapp.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, referee Dallas Edwards' girlfriend issued the following comment after his scary spot on OVW. Quote, Dallas, your thoughts with your boots. I am not going to provide more information at this time except to the parties who already know. But last night resulted in a brain injury that is being monitored and will continue to be monitored by doctors here. Seeing all the support you guys have already given is amazing, and I didn't want to leave anyone without some kind of update.
Yep.
So there was that. That was the first thing that was put out there.
And that's from the wife, correct?
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend. Gotcha.
The next thing that came up was Dallas.
Yeah.
He said, hey guys, I know everyone seems to know about the scary incident last night at OVW. I have been evaluated by a hospital and I have a concussion as well as subdural hematoma, brain bleed. With that being said, I have made the decision to take some needed time away to get my life and health back in good spirits. I appreciate all of the support everyone has been offering, but as far as money goes, I am grateful to be in a position that I can manage an accident like this. In lieu of donations, I implore all of my fellow workers to get some sort of training in assisting another's life. Being in the position before, it's very important to be educated in all scenarios relating to injury, illness, or condition in the ring, especially when we're performing. I am not mad at anyone or anything other than the situation as a whole, and that I've been sitting for about 24 hours straight in a hospital. LOL. As far as updates go, I am getting a CT scan in the morning, and if that goes well, I'll be home. Thank you to everyone who has reached out or stopped by. It means more than any of you know. Love, Dally.
Yep.
From there, we go to a thing from OVW themselves. Last night during Rise, referee Dallas Edwards, a member of our OVW family, experienced a medical emergency during the broadcast. OVW takes the health and well-being of all our performers extremely seriously, and as a company, we are all distraught to see an injury to one of our own. Dallas is alert and doing much better. We ask everyone to keep him in your thoughts and prayers and respect his and his family's privacy at this time. We will provide an update as soon as it is available, but in the meantime, we wish Dallas a speedy recovery, and we can't wait until he's back with our OVW family very soon. From there, let me see. We go to a press release from Al Snow.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everybody. This is Al Snow. I want to speak directly to our fans and the wrestling community regarding the incident involving referee Dallas Edwards at last week's event. Professional wrestling has always carried an inherent risk of injury for everyone who steps into the ring. On March 12th, during a live OVW television event, Dallas was involved in a planned moment of physical contact with a wrestler that resulted in him suffering a head injury. Traditionally, when an in-ring injury occurs, the referee is the central point of communication, assessment, and decision-making. In this unprecedented situation, the person who would normally make that assessment was the one who needed assistance. That unforeseen breakdown in communication contributed to a delay in stopping the match and concluding the show. We are all relieved to hear that Dallas is recovering and receiving the medical care that he needs. Our thoughts are with him, and we're hoping for his continued improvement. At OVW, the health and safety of our performers and officials has always been our top priority. We are proud of the standards we've maintained over the years, but we also recognize there is always room to strengthen and improve. With that in mind, we are reviewing our existing procedures and updating several of our in-ring and ringside protocols to ensure we continue to meet the highest expectations for performer safety. These updates include enhanced communication systems, additional referee training, and expanded ringside response measures to help ensure that a situation like this is identified and addressed as quickly as possible. We appreciate the concern and passion from our fans, and we understand the importance of transparency during moments like this. We will continue to share updates when appropriate, and we ask everyone to keep Dallas in your thoughts as he continues his recovery. Thank you, Al Snow. From there, we have this, which James shared with me.
Yep.
That a little bit, James?
Do you want me to explain it on this or what?
That's what I just asked. Do you want to talk a little bit on this?
Yeah.
You're the one that shared it to me.
So that statement that was just read by JJ was all generated by AI. 98% of it was, with the exception, I think, of the beginning line and then the final line. I went back and checked this myself. This is, in fact, accurate. This was AI GPT edited. So I'll say this much. I don't know if he wrote stuff like that and then, it adjusted it or what, but like in a situation like this, never use AI. Especially when it's something this fucking serious, because it just makes you look like you don't give a shit. Genuinely speaking. Like this is not the time to shortcut your way through this at all whatsoever. So really bad move on Al Snow's part. I think that goes without saying.
Especially when you do podcasts and one of your podcasts is titled "Someone Will Die in an AEW Ring." I guarantee it. Yep. To which someone pointed out, if you're going to say shit like this, don't be the guy running the shit show when a referee has a seizure and the wrestlers are stomping him.
Yeah.
Now, it's a little bit dramatic. We saw the video. Referees didn't stomp them. No. But still. From there, we have a comment from someone I'm starting to consider a friend of the show, because I've talked to him a couple times. Yeah. MLJ, the ring announcer for GCW, who comments on Al Snow's statement and says the excuse of, quote, well, the guy who usually communicates an issue is the one who was having the issue happen to himself, end quote, reveals a lot more about everybody's lack of awareness in your place of business than you think it does.
Yep.
And from there, the last statement is from Tony Evans, who is the guy who moved the referee. Tony Evans says, I want to start by expressing my support and love for Dallas Edwards and wishing him the best in his recovery. I've spoken with him, he's doing well, and he knows we're all thinking of him. During Thursday's match, there was a planned spot that resulted in an unexpected injury to Dallas. The match was 35 plus minutes with 12 men, 2 run-ins, and 2 referee bumps. So right there, the match was overbooked as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas's time came as planned, and everything seemed fine from my point of view. The next sequence had me falling next to Dallas and crawling away with my back turned to him, having my eyes focusing on other wrestlers in the ring, though I knew where Dallas was. As we set up for the next thing, in my periphery, I noticed Dallas was still close to center as he didn't know what we were doing next, so I go to move him. Dallas and I have worked together frequently, and he will usually always go dead weight as I try to move him. When I touched him was the first time I had laid eyes on him specifically to this point for a brief second, and I saw OVW officials running from the back, but assumed it was for the chaos that had just happened outside of the ring. I go to move him and scooted him with my foot as I usually would, not realizing the severity of what was going on in that moment, as I was under the impression everything was going according to plan. I then did the next spot and turned to find many people in the ring huddled around Dallas and stopped in my tracks, confused, scared, and worried for my friend. Had I known in that split-second moment when I moved him that something was wrong, I would have immediately stopped and tended to him as best as I knew how. I wish I had known the severity of the situation. Nothing is more important in pro wrestling than the safety of all involved. Dallas and I have spoken, and we are good. He understands that there was no malicious intent, and per Dallas, he doesn't hold it to any of us personally. And his perspective is the one that matters most to me. I am as distraught about this situation as everybody. My heart hurts knowing what my friend has gone through. I look forward to being with him back in the OVW locker room soon and wish him a full and speedy recovery. Love you, Dally. So, there's a lot to take in there, clearly, because I just went through a number of statements. In the video, after he moved him, when he went to go do his spot, and he accidentally knocked who was his tag partner down, you can kind of see in the moment him realizing what was happening. I think his partner yelled at him. We can't really see the guy who's down's face because of the camera angle.
Yep.
But that is what I assume, and I know what happens when you assume, everybody, so let's not jump down my throat. But I assume in that moment he's being communicated to that something is wrong. You know, or maybe getting yelled at, why did you move him? Because like I said, rule number 1 in seizure protocol, you don't move the victim. If the guy that just got knocked down knew that, and Troy didn't, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you moving him? You shouldn't be moving him. And if you play that scenario in your head as you watch it, you can almost see him react in real time like, oh shit, what the fuck did I do? Which is why I said at the outset, the only excuse I would allow is that he didn't know what was happening. Which he said in his own statement, but we also don't know if that's being done to cover his own ass, or if he truly didn't know. As our good buddy the Wrestlefish likes to say, Anytime a worker talks, they're working you.
Yep.
So how much of that press release is a work and how much of it is a shoot?
Yep.
We don't know. If we go by Russellfish's logic, everything I just read off is a work, including the ref's statement. At the end of the day, the situation is fucked up. It's a tragedy. But, ... At least Alice is in good health, seems to be in good spirits, and is on his way to making a full recovery. And at the end of the day, that's all you can really ask in a situation like this. Because I brought up in my press release, if you will, that the SRS put out over this when I first discovered it. Let's not forget about Cameron Boyce, the Disney star who died in his sleep while having a seizure. It's an extreme case, but these things can be fatal in the right circumstance. He suffered a brain bleed. That's pretty bad. But it's something that can heal. So I'm gonna let everyone speak their thoughts. James, I see your hand up. I know an idea of what you're gonna say, so I'm gonna let Ash and or Walter get anything out that they want to get out first, and then you can wrap it up if you want.
Okay.
Ash or Walter, anything that you want to say about the situation? And I understand if you're not completely educated in seizures and everything, but just having seen what you saw in the video and heard what you had heard on the statements.
Ladies first.
I'm just glad that the rep is in good condition and he's doing much better. That's all we could ask for out of this situation.
100%. Go ahead, Walter.
I'm glad the ref's okay, but I feel like this is going to change training. I feel like anybody involved in any kind of medical, anything where anything medical can go around, you need training for everything. So I feel like going forward, silver lining in this, at least people are going to get trained on seizure responses and different kind of conditions, and people are going to be able to respond. It did look in the video like he genuinely didn't know what was happening, but common sense, like you said, is to not move someone. Like, I feel like the match should have stopped immediately. You can kind of see him go limp before the actual seizure. You could tell something was up, not seizuring, but like damn everything else.
Caution.
But some people believe it and the show must go on, so they just kept going. So.
And, you know, to that point, something I mentioned to James in our phone call, in the heat of the moment, and I can speak on this from a backyard wrestler perspective, Walter, I know you can too. In the heat of the moment, you're in tunnel vision. You're caught up in the action and everything else seems to disappear around you. You can't focus on the outside things because it'll distract you from your mission in the match. Mm-hmm. So in the heat of the moment, you've got tunnel vision. The referee just took a sick bump. How did Troy not know that he was just selling? In the heat of the moment.
It's true.
Until his partner said, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" Assuming that's what he said.
All right.
But until his partner or the medical officials writing down whatever it is that triggered him that something was up, how do you know that he's not just selling?
Yep, it's true.
It's a little bit extra of a sell.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go back and you watch SummerSlam 05, there's a lot of overselling in that match.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying. Granted, it's not from the referee, but it's not like overselling isn't a thing in professional wrestling.
Yeah, I think you can kind of see the moment when he realizes, because he sits on a rope, he's like, "Holy shit,
Mhm.
something's seriously up." So you can
And
see it
that's
in real
what I
time when they
said to
hit him.
James.
Yeah.
That's what I said to James is like, it looks like his partner yells at him. He puts his hands on his head like, oh, fuck, what did I do? You can kind of see him turn and look at Dallas. And then he kind of backs into that corner and just posts up for the rest of the video.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you said, you can almost see in real time the realization come over him.
It's
I
just
hear
awfully
that.
sad.
I hear that.
Go ahead, James. I know you've been waiting on this.
This to me, at this point, this should be the final straw to get proper training when something like this goes seriously wrong.
Yeah.
This should have been the case when shit happened to Owen Hart. Granted, different circumstances, but faulty line, shit happened. Should have handled that better. Same thing happened with Perro Aguirre Jr. when Rey Mysterio drop kicked him, and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back for him, and he just went limp over the ropes. And after the 619, he didn't hit the 619, and Pedro didn't move. They did the same thing to Pedro that they did to this guy. The Raja Jackson incident, which we literally covered last year, including having the guy who broke that bullshit up on the air on this very fucking program.
I might be me and Walter may be meeting up with him to have lunch in Vegas.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like, this, have we learned fucking nothing?
Clearly.
Like, this, I'm
Clearly.
sorry, but like, granted, you could call me, this is too extreme to fucking say, but I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say it. Train your goddamn athletes, train your talent, and if you're not going to have somebody trained on how to handle situations like this, get a fucking medical professional like a goddamn doctor and a goddamn ambulance on standbys who can. Because nothing like this should have ever fucking happened. This referee should have been tended to the minute he started seizing up in the middle of that fucking ring, and the match should have been stopped in that fucking moment.
Agreed.
It's bullshit that it happened. It's even more bullshit that this guy who's literally going after every fucking other company is now starting to say, oh, and by the way, it's not just AEW he went after. GCW also got his wrath too. He goes and criticizes them, yet in his own fucking sloppy shop, he's letting shit like this go on. And then he writes an AI statement. Fuck your AI statement. If you actually want to fucking train people, actually fucking mean it. And this doesn't just go to fucking Al Snow, by the way. Industry fucking wide. I want something done about this so this shit never fucking happens again.
That would be nice.
You cannot, in big 2026, be an outlaw mud show, so much so that shit like this goes down. You cannot do it anymore. Everybody has a phone. Everybody is able to have the ability to record. If you do some dumb fuck shit like this, you are bound to get caught in 4K.
100%. And it's funny because you use the term mud show.
Yeah.
And I use the term funny loosely.
Yeah.
But it's funny because last weekend in Kentucky, this guy was a referee at the GCW show.
Yep.
Max Recon posted a photo with him after the incident, talking about how it's crazy that at an outlaw mud show, he was safer than he was at his own federation.
Yep. Yeah.
Think about that.
Fucking A. Like
A company that runs death matches.
Yes.
Like literal death matches. How many were on the show tonight? At least 3?
Yep.
Half of the card tonight was death matches. And he was safer there than he was in OVW, which used to be the feeder system for WWE. The company that gave us John Cena, Randy Orton, Dave Bautista, Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, Rico, Doug and Danny Basham, Victoria. He was safer at GCW.
Yep.
Let that sink into everybody.
This should be the standard industry wide.
Yeah.
You need to have proper training. You need to have proper etiquette when something that fucking disastrous goes wrong. There was no excuse because this motherfucker could have died. Period.
At the very least, always have a doctor at every show.
Yeah, seriously.
I know it's hard to afford one when you're indies and whatever, but geez.
I'm not. It's
And
not
again-
like I'm asking
and
for
again-
much, by the way. I'm not asking for much. I am literally asking before you go, JJ, and I apologize for stomping on you, but I have to get this out. I'm not asking for much. I'm asking every month you have a seminar demonstrating the importance of fucking safety, especially with people who have concussion syndrome or seizures or something of that nature, or at the very least, a doctor on fucking standby. It's an hour out of your week, out of your month to make that fucking happen. There is no fucking excuse for it, period. None. None. And end of story.
Yeah. And
Continues.
I mean, it gives me flashbacks because of the fact that when I had my last one, the person who came to my rescue was Sunny, Tammy Sitch. She was the only one in the moment who knew what was happening.
Yeah.
All the other professional wrestlers that were at this convention, all the other people that were in line at this convention, one person knew what was happening. Think about that. To James's point.
It's horrendous.
And it's a person whose reputation has been tarnished in recent years, but it's the reason why I can never say an ill word about her. Because she was nothing but gracious and an angel to me.
Yep.
It's the same reason why I can't say anything bad about Joey Ryan. Despite everything that came out about him, he was never anything but gracious to me. You know? And not to go down that route, because it doesn't really have to do with the situation, but I'm connecting, you know, somebody with a checkered past and history, you know, and how they're not always that way to everybody. But it just gives me flashbacks as somebody that has this medical condition. To see something like that and to see them being moved, knowing that's rule number one. It's like the first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. Like, it should be that common knowledge. Even if you know nothing else about seizures, the first rule of seizure etiquette is you don't move the victim.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to put it in that kind of a ha-ha term, but it should be that common knowledge.
It really should be. It really should be.
You know, the first rule of smoking is you could give yourself cancer.
Yep. Yeah. Like, this is not fucking okay.
No.
And it needs to change. It needs to change. We've had too many incidences in this industry where shit has gone awry like this. We need to do better at, like, having safety protocols so the shit doesn't happen again. I can't believe that after the Raja incident, this shit happens right after that. Like, it boggles my fucking mind.
I do want to address Arlene's comment here. You know, what about the announcers that were doing the match? How did they not know that something was wrong? If the match was predetermined, did they not know that he has a history of seizures? How did no one know?
He didn't.
Unfortunate. Well, here's the thing. Because in his statement, he said that something like this has happened before. So
Okay.
let's assume that he's at least had a seizure before. even if he doesn't have full-on epilepsy. You know, because he said, being in the position before, it's very important to be educated in all scenarios.
Yes.
It's vague what he means by being in the situation before, but let's assume that being in the situation before means that he's had seizures. Okay? Again, I know what happens when we assume, but let's call a spade here.
Mm-hmm.
If he has the history, unfortunately, and I'm going to say that again, unfortunately, much like what you deal with autism,
yep.
It's an invisible disease.
Yep.
You can be a perfectly fully functional autistic person and nobody knows that you have the tism.
Yep.
I've gone since 07 or 08 without a seizure, so I'm pushing 20 years. If it's something that can stay hidden because it's inside of your brain and people can't just look at your brain without some kind of medical equipment, they don't know it's there.
Yeah.
It's an invisible disorder. And not everybody is going to disclose that.
Right. And
the only time it has to be disclosed is when it happens.
Yes.
Because you lose your license for 7 years if you have a seizure. It doesn't matter where you have it, how you have it. You are supposed to lose the ability to drive because, God forbid, what happens if you have a seizure behind the wheel?
Yep.
So they want enough time to go by to show that you've got it in check before they give you the ability to be behind a wheel again, where you could end up having one and killing somebody or yourself.
I think
so. It's not the type of thing that people are going to just willingly announce.
I think
even I'm careful about it when it comes to job applications, because you don't want it to keep you from getting a job.
I think even regardless of all that too, JJ, I think it doesn't matter if he had a history or not. He had the seizure because he got a fucking concussion clear as day. Like, it wasn't like something that happened out of goddamn nowhere. He got blasted by the guy coming off the top rope.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, not even by him coming off the top rope, but from the impact. Of catching him coming off the top rope.
Exactly, because
the
he was
force in which he hit the mat.
Yeah, like it was obvious why it happened, regardless if there was history or not. It's because he got a damn concussion. Period. Like he just smashed his head off the concrete or canvas. Excuse me. It might as well be fucking concrete. Some of those rings.
Well, yeah, those things aren't soft, despite what people think. There is wood and metal under there.
Yeah, like maybe a little bit of foam. You know, between the two.
About an inch and a half thick.
Yeah.
2 inches if you're lucky.
Yeah. Like this.
And really, the only 2-inch ones are in Mexico. Everything else is an inch.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, it doesn't matter if there was history or not. He was seasoned clear as day. The match should have stopped right there. It literally took, watching the footage again, it took a fan screaming, "He's having a seizure. Stop the fucking match," for them to finally stop everything.
And I agree with Arlene. If he has had something like this before, he needs to let people know. But it can be an embarrassment to people. Some people don't want to risk the liability of having someone who has seizures in their company. And especially in a sport type environment like this. So if it's his dream to work in the wrestling business, you're not going to disclose that if it could risk you getting the job you want. It's sad, but it's true.
I'll say this much. I don't think this much I'll agree with, and this is the only thing I'll agree with those fucking points, because I think those points are stupid, by the way. I think he should be able to work it regardless if he has seizures or not.
Discrimination is a thing. They're not supposed to discriminate against you,
but
But
they
at
will.
the end of the day, it's a liability.
I believe that what you should do going forward with him is never have him in a ref spot again. That should just be a no-go going forward. Like, and if you are going to do it, you got to meticulously plan every detail so he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
If the story calls for it and there's no other ref on site and you have only him, or God forbid, and if he wants to do it, there needs to be proper safety protocol, and it's not hard to do. It's not.
I agree.
Like it's as simple as just having a doctor on standby or fucking educating your goddamn boys and girls
At
in
the
the
very
locker room.
least, a nurse. Somebody should be
Seriously.
ringside.
It needs to be a thing so shit like this stops happening. Shit like the Raja shit stops fucking happening. Shit like Pedro Aguirre Jr. stops happening. We should have learned from these things by now. Fuck.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Like, make this be the final one.
Please.
Fix your shit, for fuck's sake. I don't care if it's a seizure. I don't care if someone's having a stroke. Get somebody that's educated enough in that ring, whether it's doctor or educate your fucking locker room.
Unfortunately, I don't think it'll be the last one. There's always going to be something we've never seen before that happens. Unfortunately,
And that's
It's the nature of the
fair.
beast.
Freak accidents happen. It's the wrestling business. It's a combat sport. I get it.
Mhm.
But mitigate the fucking problems, because at the end of the day, it literally takes an hour out of the fucking month. I'm not asking for much. I'm not.
No.
I'm sorry.
Now, to James's point, I'll say sports wide, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, boxing, MMA, golf, water polo, don't care. An hour of first aid training a month is not much to ask.
No, it's not.
Hell, an hour a week isn't much to ask if we're being real.
Yeah, really. I'm being generous with the month.
At the very least, CPR training, and then all the other training. You got to have everybody should have
how to
everything.
spot a medical emergencies.
Yes.
Even if you don't know how to treat them, just how to spot them.
Yes.
Because if any other performer in that match had known what was going on and could have turned and thrown the X up in the referee's favor, since it was the ref that was having the incident, that's all it would have taken. Because the X is a signal that something's wrong. Get help out here ASAP.
It would have been.
If any of the other people in that match had recognized and been able to throw up that X, everything would have stopped quicker.
Yep. 100%.
But none of them knew.
Sad.
And ignorance is not an excuse. It's not a good enough one.
I will say, considering these last two topics, I'm glad Noah wasn't here.
Mm-hmm.
Too negative. You probably would have checked out after the Thea one, if we're being honest.
Yep.
But that is going to wrap up the shenanigans for this week. We'll go ahead. We'll get to the shills real quick, because I have to be up in about 8 hours to start getting ready for Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Which, really quickly, we'll do this live on the air. Ash, are you working tomorrow?
I am. I work from 3 to 10:30.
No, well, there you go.
Okay. And that's Central Time, so it'll be right during the Hard Revolution. So it looks like it'll be you and Nick tomorrow, Walter.
Oh, is Noah not going to be free? Shit.
If you read the group chat messages, James, you'd know what was going on.
I literally have been on the
Noah has no. This was in the chats overnight. Noah's been without power for going on 36 hours now.
Fuck.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. I did not. I was not aware of that because I haven't checked the group chat either. Because
Okay.
In fairness, it was in the watch along scheduling one, so it was just something that Walter, James, and I would have seen.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. Okay. So
But-
that means Ryan's out too, then, because that's what he's got going on right now. He's got a power outage also. I think it's in the
So
city.
does Greg Cherry in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
bad.
So
Is that the East Coast?
Yeah.
Okay, so all of the East Coast is affected.
East Coast, Midwest, yeah.
Eastern Midwest, yeah, because Ryan is in Indiana, Noah's in Ohio, and Greg Cherry's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
So it's that little region there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, well,
So that's why Noah isn't here.
Mm.
That's why Noah's not doing Revolution tomorrow. So it'll be Walter and Nick, and looks like you'll just be
Solo,
Joey Filesing it again.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
fine.
thank goodness it's nothing too serious. Thank
No,
goodness.
no. It's nothing personal. It's nothing like that. But
Yeah.
he did say that he is going to be on hiatus until he gets it all squared away.
Yeah, valid.
Because once he gets the power on, he's going to have to restock his refrigerator because all the food's going bad.
Ooh.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, that's not good. That's
So-
that's very misfortunate.
So
Okay.
clearly that has to come first, and we wish
Oh, yeah,
Noah the best.
absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
But so let's go ahead. Let's run through our shells. Shout out, by the way, to the 72 of y'all that are still here for Shenanigans.
I can't believe that.
This is a rarity. Like, I didn't tweet Shenanigans. I didn't hashtag Shenanigans. I haven't posted anything since we had Leva Bates. So the fact that we're in the low 70s for a random episode of Shenanigans is mind-numbing to me.
Yeah.
Unless people saw Thea Hail on the graphic, the referee on the graphic, and wanted to see what we were going to say about it, and that's why they're here, in which case, Godspeed. Thank you to all of y'all for being here. But yeah, 72 of y'all.
No.
57 of y'all are on the X. The rest are scattered amongst the other channels. We are literally have a minimum of 3 viewers on every channel right now that we're on.
It's huge.
So
Thank you,
thank you so much to everybody for that. We appreciate all of you. Really quickly, we're going to run through some of these shills of the people that aren't here. Follow and subscribe to Noah Foster at nfoster1916 on the X and on YouTube.
Yep.
Subscribe to our Pink Ranger, Rangers of Wrestling, Datilla on YouTube, where the content is part Power Rangers, part professional wrestling. Follow everybody's favorite fish, the Wrestlefish, Ryan at the Wrestlefish on X.
Mm-hmm.
Follow our partners at the Wrestle Collective at the Wrestle Collective on YouTube and Dubsy Worldwide on X.
Yep.
I know James is a little bit jealous because I'm getting to meet some of these fucks in person before he does, and he's a member of the collective.
I know, that's crazy.
Make sure you follow us on SR Studios 2024 on X if you haven't already. That is where all of the big announcements come out. There will be one tomorrow for Dr. Redacted. You guys heard it here first. Technically, y'all didn't hear it here first. You heard it here second because I let my buddy John at Game Changer World Podcast yesterday announce it on his show, considering he has a GCW audience.
There you go.
So he announced it before we announced it here. Huge shout out to him for letting me throw it up there in the chat and him bringing it up on screen with Frankie. Walter, go ahead and tell people where they can find you.
At Rage of Wrestling on YouTube. If you can subscribe there, the people that are watching on X, if you could slide on over there and subscribe, please. The Instagram at walter.cruz.940, Walter Alex Cruz on Twitter. Blue Sky I don't really use, but there is SRS 1983 on Twitch, which is going to become active again with the gaming. Hopefully I do a collab with our guests earlier, so we got to get the gaming going, but that's it.
That would be awesome if you could get a Twitch collab going with her.
Yeah, that would be huge.
Ash.
You can find me on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, at ShadowBadAsh, and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Batty for Wrestling.
Don't be a dickhead.
That too, yes.
Don't be a dickhead.
James.
Man, is that more apropos than ever, that catchphrase?
Mm-hmm.
You guys can find me on YouTube, X, and Instagram, also at jhebertside95, and on Facebook, James Hebert. I do really cool and dumb things on the internet. Sometimes I vent a bit. Fair warning, as I believe we are going to have TISM this Monday, provided that both members don't call out. We missed last week because Hannibal was out and Ryan was out with personal stuff that day, so that's why there was no TISM this week. Hopefully, TISM will be happening again this week. There you go. Take a look at that. And also, I mentioned it on the watch along. I'll just mention it here just for ease as well, since we're going public with everything anyway. Chances are the GCW watch along is probably going to start late, or it's going to happen after it's off the air, because I have a party to go to for my grandma tomorrow, technically today, as it is 3:30 a.m. EST. So I got that. That's more important, obviously. I don't know how long I'm going to have with her, so I'm going to spend all the time I can with her without being rushed. The minute I'm on my way back, I'll know what time the watch along is going to start. We will see what happens there.
I am going to create the stream link for it when we get off the air. I will have it set for 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. If James, for whatever reason, to the point that he just made, gets there later, so be it. If he gets there earlier, so be it. But 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific is what the original stream was scheduled for today. They ended up bumping it up an hour. But that's what we're going to set it at for tomorrow. So just be mindful. If you get the notification earlier that James is live with GCW, you know why. If you get the notification later, you know why.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the AEW Revolution stream will be scheduled for 6:45 Eastern, 3:45 Pacific, because I know the 0 hour will be given at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And they can talk about the matches that are going to be happening on the main card during some of the 0 hour shit. The 21-man Battle Royal. You can talk about some of the other matches during that shit.
Yeah, true. And
You
whatever.
can talk about it during Boom and Doom's match.
Yeah, quite honestly, you could do it. You could probably do it before the show as well, because I think they're probably going to announce one more match, knowing Tony.
No, an hour, especially with one of them being a 21-man Battle Royal, is probably his limit.
Yeah, probably.
I pointed out yesterday, if it was me, I'd start with the Battle Royal, end the 0 hour with the TBS title, because if you can cut time from anything, it's the Boom and Doom match. So have the other two as your buffers. But as far as I go, you can find me on Instagram at the Renegade JJ Williams, YouTube Casa D18 Studios, X Casa D18 Studio, no S at the end of the X account. I still look at that and just think, damn, I did a fucking good job. I'm so happy with how that turned out.
Very good. Very good.
Represent Chase University, goddammit.
Yes.
But that is going to do it. Of course, go back in the archives, check out our interview with Rachel Leigh, check out our interview with Brittany Blake, check out our interview with Heather Lynn, check out our interview with Kaya McKenna, check out the interview we did this evening with Leva Bates. This Thursday will be a special midweek shenanigans as we welcome top-tier Jasmine Allure. Make sure you tune in for that. And then this Saturday, we'll have Jocelyn Navarro, one half of the tag team that today's guest, Leva Bates, will be taking on at Poder Mania.
Yes.
So make sure you tune in for those two interviews this week. Lots of content coming up on the Simply Reliable Studios. As Nick loves to say, if you ain't on the bus yet, you might want to start running to catch up, because this bus is taking off. We are on a roll, baby.
Yes.
We are on a roll. Thank you again to everybody that has joined us, tuned in. Thank you again to the 73 of y'all that are still watching. Thank you again to Leva Bates, who gave us almost 2 hours of her time. And until Thursday for our midweek shenanigans. We'll catch you next time.